Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, this is 1981's Neon Nights. You have Lisa Thatcher right on the front there. There is a more like a official cover to the film that has that has Candy Barber on it. Um, and it's this one. I'm just not showing all of it. And there are variations of it and stuff. It's not that like there's nudity on there, but it's, YouTube. But in Neon Nights, we do have, as I mentioned, Lisa Thatcher. We have Veronica Hart. Wow. Candy Barber. Jody Maxwell. We got in the male category, we got Jamie Gillis. We have Eric Edwards. There are a lot of awesome people in this film. This is Cecil Howard's Neon Nights. This is such a world. As soon as you push play, you're inside of this world. I can't describe this world easily with words. This is, if I made like a short list of some of the most fascinating adult hardcore films from the golden age, this is one of them. This is in the tops, folks. Secrets, sounds, mysteries, sexual awakening, sexual desire, listening through the walls of sexual sounds, the mysteries and complexities and secrets and dark closets of the family, hitchhiking, leaving, searching, seeking, the mysteries of a sibling, the seeking of a sibling, the seeking of familiarity and friendship, being lost and looking and searching. A magician, magic, sexual magic, levitation, elements that reminded me of Zapped from the 80s. Magic, magician, magic as in black magic or white magic versus magician, magic versus sexual magic, magician versus the supernatural, one and the same or not, influence, power, domination, innocence, a journey, an artist, and painting, different people and pieces inside of business and family connected, friendship connected, flashing lights, dancing, funky, bass-driven disco music in a powerful Tarantino type of way, and dark, spacey, sci-fi soundscapes. dark orchestration of sounds, mysterious sounds, experimental sounds, avant-garde sounds, dramatic, power, driven by the funk, and a nightmare scape, reflecting all of the intricacies of the genre and the story. Neon Nights is surreal, if there ever was. It loops from beginning to end the way our reality can, or surreality can, and you know, the brain. What's the difference between the brain and the mind? What's the difference between the brain and the mind? The physical brain you can have surgery on that rots after you die, versus the mind. If the movie Neon Nights is a labyrinth, how much more is the labyrinth of our minds? Lisa Thatcher is one of my absolute favorites of the Golden Age with Georgette Sanders. She is on this particular poster art. She's incredible. Her sex scenes are amazing. Her body, her presence, her look. I mean, I love her in every movie I've seen her in, and she is, if you're a fan of Lisa Thatcher, this is a real big, you know, spotlight show for her. And then you also have Jamie Gillis, who is, his acting is always incredible. It's, you know, he has a mysterious role in this film. He oftentimes does, but he has a very mysterious role in this film that is very perplexing and disturbing at the same time. Candy Barber is really a spectacle. She, body, presence, sexuality, really something. Pale, and just has that 80s model look, and you know, and you would just never be like, you know, oh, I'm we're gonna see her actually having sex, and it's like, no, Candy Barber has that vibe. And you know, everybody is really Arcadia, what's her name? Arcadia Lake, is that her name? Excuse me. She's also in here. And you know, Veronica Hart is a presence as well. She, as Jamie Gillis has called her, was a real person. And Eric Edwards has a lot of complexity in this film. I think he was with, in real life, Arcadia, right? And Arcadia has a scene with Georgette Sanders, and Debbie Does Dallas. There are, you know, the overall vibe of Neon Nights to me reminds me a lot of Corruption by Roger Watkins, which I've looked at on this YouTube page. And when I watch Corruption, I am perplexed. And it's the illogical logic. This film has the illogical logic. You even look at, you know, like a bigger adult film like Beyond the Green Door, and that film also has illogical logic. You know, bringing it into kind of experimental avant-garde art. And Neon Nights is coming off the heels of a film that I recently saw called A Desert, which is from 2024, I believe. And there is kind of the illogical logic in a desert as well. And there's something about a film like Neon Nights where you're confused. You're trying to make sense the way maybe in a David Lynch film or in a Alejandro Jodorowsky film, where you're confused, but it will really be a litmus test for you on whether or not this is for you. Movies like this are for you. Because are you confused, yet at the same time understanding? But understanding not in your, logical, but understanding in something deeper, something that can't be explained. I think I've mentioned this before on this YouTube page, but there's reason and logic of a story and in life, okay, in our lives too. But there's also the reason of the illogical in art and in our lives. Sometimes things make sense when they don't make sense. If that makes sense. The sex scenes in here are really something. And when you put it, you take the really wild sex scenes and very explicit and graphic sex scenes at times, especially the opening scene with Jamie Gillis, and some disturbing heavy type stuff as well in here. This is not a party film. It becomes this 90-minute cavalcade of the bizarre, where we're uncovering some things, and it doesn't dumb anything down to the viewer, and you're trying to figure some things out, and you might be right. You might be right. This is hot and heavy and weird and bizarre and dark and magical and funky, disturbing, sexy, interesting, alluring. And there's something in the sex scenes involving a lot of hands to mouth. Hands to mouth.